Welcome to Neighborhood Spotlight. My name is Anna Maria Costa and I'm a broker at Pinnacle Residential Properties in Wellesley, Massachusetts. In this program, we will be covering Cottage Street and the historic district. Some of you may remember that Boston Magazine featured an article a couple of years ago in which they named Cottage Street as being the best street to live in Wellesley. We hope you enjoy your tour. So here we are with Mr. Torrey DeFazio, past president of the Historical Society and still a member of the board of the Historical Society. Today we are talking about Cottage Street. What would you like to tell us about Cottage Street and the historic district?
Cottage Street is a wonderful place to live, and it is controlled by the Historic District Commission, which was created by the town of Wellesley to protect the street. There's a lot of history on the street. There are 60 homes that are of historic influence, of historic benefit, and the town wanted to protect it, and it's also part of the state's history. And the historic district not only included Cottage Street, but it included Western Road, Abbott Street, and Woburn Street, and it contains architecture of over 200 years of Wellesley history. And there was a lot of concern when the historic district was founded in the late 1970s because they thought it would be too restrictive, that it wouldn't protect the houses. And on the contrary, the houses have been preserved and it's one of the most desirable neighborhoods to live in. So you can drive down the street and you can get an idea of the many different styles of architecture. They're not only from early 1800s, but also as recently as the mid-1950s, when the old laundry, which was here at the end of Cottage Street, was torn down and replaced by two little capes. So the town is a little bit more strict about what people do to houses in the historic district, aren't they? Yeah, they have more control. A special group that meets to look at any changes or renovations, especially to the exterior of the houses. And it's all to the benefit of the neighborhood. So it's really improved it, and it's protected the history of the town in that area. So we're very fortunate.
So what do you think about Boston Magazine's calling it the best street in Wellesley?
I think it's a wonderful tribute to the town, and it's a wonderful tribute to the neighbors who have respected and protected their houses and have added to the value and to the neighborhood.
So we will be speaking to one of those neighbors shortly too, and she's going to tell us what she finds is special about Cottage Street. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. Glad to help.
So here we are in front of number 33 Cottage Street, which I think has a special history that you would like to tell us about.
There's a very interesting story about this house at 33 Cottage Street. It was owned by William Morton, who was the inventor of ether. And it was moved to this site back in about 1881 after Honeywell acquired the site for the town hall. And it was moved here, and it was rebuilt and has been renovated since then. But if you look closely at the plaque on the house, which was put there by the Wellesley Historical Commission, it says 1853. It was originally part of the Morton estate, which was located at where the town hall is now. And it's an interesting story, but this is part of the atmosphere of Cottage Street.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're
so
welcome.
Here we are with Emily Redmond. Emily is a resident of Cottage Street. Nobody can vouch for the neighborhood better than its residents. So Emily, tell us a little bit about Cottage Street. How long have you been living here now?
Almost 2 years now. And it was almost a dream that my husband and I had. We moved to Wellesley 5 years ago, I think, about. And we were not on the street, and we thought if we could ever possibly get a house on the street, we would just have arrived. And the stars aligned for us, and we did. We love it because we love the people here. We love that we can walk to town, we can walk to the Brook Path, we can walk to schools. And we lived in Boston for 11 years, and we could walk everywhere. So when you moved to the suburbs, it was sort of where we had lived before you weren't able to walk, and that was part of the draw to be here.
So there's a mixture, I think, of older people here and younger people. You have young children. What would you say to our audience young families? Is it? Would you recommend Cottage Street?
Absolutely. And people that live here, it seems that nobody ever sort of wants to leave. And there's a range of children. There's really small children here, and then there's children that are, you know, going off to middle school, and everybody knows each other. There's block parties. They have cookie swaps on Halloween. I think we had over 100 kids last year. And it's just very communal. And, you know, you'll be outside watering your plants, and the neighbor just the other day said, oh, I have some plants I could give you. And then next thing you know, there's 12 people standing on the front lawn because everybody loves to talk and know each other. It's wonderful.
And it's easy also to get to Boston, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Because you can practically walk to the
My
station.
husband walks to the train, and then in the summertime we can walk up and get an ice cream. And we said our quality of life just skyrocketed when we moved here. And it's such a neat little niche of Wellesley because it's it's historic, and then everyone on the street is such an individual, and it's lovely.
Well, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure everybody will be rushing to buy a house on Cottage Street when they hear you.
Available.
Well, that's it from us today on Neighborhood Spotlight. We hope you enjoyed your tour, and we look forward to seeing you again soon when we will be looking at yet another special Wellesley neighborhood.